Good evening. Welcome to my vlog. I can't, well, you know how relieved I am. It was to send that parcel back cost a lot of money. We would have either had to have driven it to Limoges, which is at least an hour and a half for us backwards, and then so 3 hours round trip, and or have it picked up from here. Having it picked up from here, I don't know how much it added to the cost. It probably wasn't a lot because it's got to go back to Germany. So in the end, it was like, I don't care. I just want it out of my house. It's been sitting over there on the dining table all weekend. Dark, looming, big black box. And then I set it all up with DHL and then worry that I haven't got it right and that they're not going to turn up or that they're going to expect us to take it to them. And it was so nice this afternoon when he turned up at about, I don't know, about 4:30. Happy chat, did all the paperwork and off he went with it. I'm so pleased, so pleased. My internet connection is so slow and I don't care. I will never ever complain about slow internet ever again. It's just not worth it, is it? It's just not worth it. And I thought about all the other ways that we're connected to the world, the World Wide Web, and thinking about how for a long time now people have had Alexa or similar, I don't know the names of the other ones, in their homes, and I've never wanted an Alexa for the very reason that I've not wanted that thing sitting in the house listening. And I know there's been lots of talk about it, and it doesn't listen, and it doesn't do this, and it's like, well, you don't know, and I really don't want something like that in the house that you forget. It's like you tend to take it for granted and forget, and you talk to it, and I know because Phil's got one, and when Phil's there, I think we were clearing up in the kitchen one night and getting Alexa to play songs that we could dance to whilst we were cleaning up, and that I like that. I really like that. It would really work for me, but it wouldn't, and I don't have it, and won't have it because I think we've been lulled into a false sense of security. I just think that, and I'm not going to make a big thing of it because I don't. I read a little bit about it and I don't know whether it was a conspiracy or whether it was true or whether it wasn't. But I did read a couple of times that he had used his Starlink connections to interfere with electronic ballot boxes. I don't know how they work in America. Over here, it's a bit of paper. In the UK, it's a bit of paper. Nothing's electronic. So it's a piece of paper that you physically complete, fold, and put in a box. Far, far less complicated and probably far less open to being abused. And I'm thinking back all those years to hanging chads. Again, weeks and weeks waiting for that to be resolved. Just get a piece of paper. Let's go back to old school. So yeah, who knows what he'll do or could do. He is so dangerous now. He's got money up to his armpits. He's got power that nobody on this earth should have. He's in all but name the president-elect because he's bought himself an election. And anyway, so yeah, it's gone. As you saw, I was pleased. It was a very brief, because I shouldn't really be filming people. And he turned and looked and I thought, oh, but he, carried on. But I just wanted to film it leaving. What else? We've both got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Mark's got gout in the same leg in his foot, on that leg that he's had his knee done. So he's been not very good this weekend. So he's been in pain. I don't think he's in loads of pain, but I think he's quite uncomfortable now. He has got tablets that he's prescribed for that, but there is something else the doctor will sometimes prescribe for him that is a bit more, bit stronger in the early part, rather than the tablets that he takes, which are more of a preventative. Yesterday I was not okay. Today I feel easier, but I have got these. I got one on each thumb. It's definitely a strength thing, because I was picking up stuff earlier without them on, and I said to Mark, even picking that up it was difficult. I finally wrote that check and paid that bill for his hospital room, because I suddenly thought, oh, hold on, I can write a check. I did that, but it hurt me picking up the checkbook, it hurt me picking up my pencil case. So I put these back on, and it didn't hurt me putting the pencil case back or putting the checkbook back. So they work for supporting my thumbs and my strength. I got him to put, this is what I must have shown you. I think they're made in Poland. No, I don't know where that is. CN. Don't know, but yeah, I got him to put one either side of my spinal column between my shoulder blades, because I just have this nagging aching there, which is why I want to go and sit down and slump sometimes over on the sofa to just support my neck and shoulders. So I got him to put them on, and as he put them on, and then I walked out of his room immediately feeling lighter, less achy. It's a sort of a nagging ache. It's not pain as such, it's a nagging aching that just goes on and on and on. So they're on my back, they're, and it's like, how the do they work? But they're working. So yeah, yesterday I felt really, really low and was so tired and thought, I really don't want to cook Christmas dinner. I get like this quite often nowadays. It's like, oh, do I really need to do Christmas dinner? I don't want to do Christmas dinner. I don't want to be under pressure to do it. And trying to think of ways around it, thinking about how to avoid cooking on Christmas Day. And I know that I can avoid cooking on Christmas Day by cooking the day before or the day before, but that's not the point, is it? It's like I want to avoid having any responsibility for that day and not have to prep for it. Who was it? I was talking to Joe. It wasn't Joe. Was it Phil? I was talking to someone and they were saying, well, how about, you could, it's Phil, I think, you could do buffet stuff. You could put all buffet stuff on the table, stuff that you can help yourself to. And I said, yeah, that's a good idea, but he lives in the UK and the buffet stuff in the UK is different to the buffet stuff here. I don't really like the buffet stuff here. You can buy, and a lot of the buffet stuff here, if you're buying it, is for entertaining. So it's larger portions, or not portions, but larger amounts of it. And I thought, I can't buy sausage rolls or pork pie, or what else would you have in the UK? I can do cold sausages or make them smaller, and sort of pigs in blankets and stuff like that. I can make that, but I'd have to make it. I can't buy it. And I just thought, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just don't know. And I felt really worn down and thought, oh, I'm just not going to do it. And I want to be catered for. Somebody cater for me. And then did I share it? I shared it, didn't I, earlier, that that lawyer woman, Therese Lee, talking about a decision they made in her family years ago, how their Christmas was catered, or their Thanksgiving probably and Christmas was catered, and how when she was at law school, her fellow students, they were all working out what they were going to do for Thanksgiving, and we'll do this, I'll make that, you make that. And she said, hold on a minute, we just all put $20 in the pot, we can have it catered. And they all looked at her as if she was about to stab a puppy, she said. It's really clever. But yeah, I want it catered. I want somebody to come to the door with our meal. Now, I could have Meals on Wheels type stuff. I hadn't thought of that, actually. I don't want that because I know that I won't enjoy that. And I know there might come a time when we have to have that, and it'll be like, because it always looks like it's made for people that can't chew. But somebody to just, and in the UK, my sister-in-law lives just outside Reading. And I know when we've been in Reading, and I'm sure in other towns in the UK, haven't been in towns in the UK for a long time, there was a place called Eat or a place called Cook, might be one of each. And you can go in there and buy a large tray of shepherd's pie or a large meat pie or something that someone else has made, and you can pick them all up and bring them home, and it's got all the instructions on how to eat it. And that I'd like. I thought about going HelloFresh that week. I still think I might do that. But the trouble is I get all confused and have to work hard at cancelling them afterwards. But that might help in a way because all the ingredients are there. So I haven't got to think about shopping for them. Because that's the other thing, isn't it? It's not only you've got to cook it, but you've got to shop for it and you've got to plan for it and you've got to think about it. So I felt completely overwhelmed by that yesterday and was, by the time I went to bed, was quite feeling really tearful and worn down. And I think partly that was to do with pain and partly to do with the fact that Mark is disabled again. And so I'm doing more again. It's like I've done the chickens both ends of the day. And so I was doing a lot again. And it's like, and I'm tired, it's 7 weeks now and a couple of weeks beforehand. So it's like coming up for, over 2 months of being more on call than I would normally be. So that's where we're at. Our mayor came round this evening to look at the problem out the back there, and which was really helpful having him come round and see it, because now he's seen it and I've taken photos and sent them to the insurance company. Ludo can come because Ludo said he'd come this week. Ludo can come and clear it. It's not a lot, but it's, the fence panels. And the idea for me is that all of those fence panels can come down and get that just needs that all coming down. But there is something on the table that's been offered that we are not sure of yet. It sounds interesting, and I'm obviously not going to talk about it on here, but we're gonna go and see the insurance company, and apparently they will put things in motion if we go ahead with what has been suggested, which may resolve the issue finally after that piece of land was disputed 16 years ago, and he didn't want it, he wanted the money. We didn't want it, we wanted the money. And we said, no, you have the land, you keep the land, because it's my land. And he wanted us to buy it. And it's like, well, it's your land, you have it. So that really pissed him off. So for all of those years since then, for 16 years, he's not managed it. And as you've seen, there's trees fallen in there, there's nettles growing everywhere, there's rubbish everywhere, and it really needs cleaning and managing, and he's not doing it and has no plans to do it. But we might be resolving that, we'll see. So tomorrow we're going to the doctors for Mark for his gout, and for me because I need a repeat prescription for my blood pressure tablets. And Vicky's coming in the afternoon, and I think that's all for Tuesday. I feel better after having talked about what was going on for me yesterday and thinking about it. Oh, so what I did this afternoon, I suddenly thought actually I could go and look and see what Leclerc's got. what they're, you know, what I can buy from there that can go in the freezer for that period. And I have put stuff in my basket that is stuff I can just heat up. I still will need to do roast potatoes. I love doing roast potatoes. I'll still need to do that, but he can peel the potatoes. I made a load of parsnip and carrot. I think it might have been yesterday. So I've got 2 lots of that already frozen and put aside. We'll have frozen Brussels. Don't have to have fresh Brussels. I'm going to make some stuffing, and I've ordered a piece of turkey for him because he has turkey and chestnut stuffing. I've ordered chestnuts in a jar, and I'm feeling a bit less overwhelmed by it. And we'll eat what we eat and get what we get. And if it's a slice of toast, it's a slice of toast. It's not really a problem, is it, really? So that's it. That's the update from here. It's 22:11 and I'm tired and I'm gonna go to bed, and I am reading the first book in I think it's a 6th book. Yeah, it's a 6th book. Now you're going to think, well, why is she saying that? It's called The Seven Sisters, and it's the first book of 6. I think there's only 6. And if you read about it, you'll realise that you'll understand why it's. You've probably watched it or seen it. It's been made into a film, I think. But yeah, so at the beginning of it, I thought, oh, I'm not really sure this is going to do it for me. But I've really got into it now. So I'm looking forward to going to bed and reading, because that's where I read for half an hour and then go to sleep. Stephanie, I have answered you about your house in France, and if you would email me, I can put you in touch with. Kathy thinks I'm selling my home. I was confused. I thought you were talking about you're selling your home. Doesn't take much to confuse me, she's saying. Stephanie Hamilton. Yeah, if you email me on my Yahoo email address, which I've given you, I can put you in touch with Sophie. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and see you all in the very near future. Bye.